Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, A Country Life. Today I'm here with my very favorite 10-year-old.
Well, Skype.
And we are just kind of having an afternoon together. It really just stemmed from the fact that Joseph has a doctor appointment and then we have to run a couple other errands. And since we are going to the doctor, I just thought, you know what, I'm going to share a little bit about doctoring with Joseph, and particularly as it pertains to, I think, the fact that he has Down syndrome, because all of the things that we've dealt with at the doctor and whatnot for behavior and just accepting doctors touching him and everything, it wasn't like that with my other kids. And so I'm really assuming that it's because he has Down syndrome. So the first thing that I think is important to talk about is the fact that everything is so unknown, okay? Going to the doctor is such a new thing for any kids, right? But especially for Joseph, you know, with his cognitive level being below that of a typical child his age, it is more difficult to explain to him the things that are going to be happening to him at a doctor appointment. So the most important thing that I've found is to just really talk to Joseph before the doctor appointment. Even when he was just a toddler, I still would always talk to him about what was going to be happening, as far as what the doctor's name was or is, what type of doctor they are, what they're going to look like, what's going to happen, and then just a lot of talking to him, sharing with him that it was going to be okay and how it was going to go, like talking him through it. Coaches will do that with their Olympic athletes, where they kind of work them through one of those processes where they kind of imagine and work themselves all the way from training all the way to winning the event. Well, that's really what I've used that same technique with Joseph, just talking him through it. We're going to go in, you're going to sit still, you're going to be a really good boy, you're not going to cry, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and just kind of keep telling him, even though I know that he's probably not going to do those things, I just tell him that that's how it's going to go, because I want to keep reiterating I want to keep reminding him of how a good doctor visit would be and what it would look like. And the second thing I want to share with you guys, and this is kind of fun for the kids, is to get a doctor kit. You can pick up a doctor kit, I think, from probably Amazon, Target, Walmart, all the stores.
I'm sorry.
Especially this time of year, being, you know, right before Christmas, for not very much money.
I'm sorry.
There's so many of them out there, whether you want something that looks a little more real or you want just a good old Fisher Price, whatever. But definitely pick up a doctor kit. That is a definite option. Thank you. Because it just gives them a chance to practice with some of those different tools that they are going to see at the clinic. And on top of that, don't just, hey, where are you?
I have to know more.
And on top of that, don't just stop with the little doctor kit that you can buy. When you are at the office, ask to take a few things with you, like a pair of rubber gloves or a tongue depressor. Or you can even ask to take something like a little plastic mirror at the dentist. A few of those things they will send home with you, and it will just make it a lot easier to practice at home.
We're gonna go right down here.
Okay. Go ahead. You're up to 84 pounds.
Ow.
I don't think that hurts.
Here, I'm gonna grab your temperature, okay? Okay. You scan your forehead and then tickle. Skites. Skites. Monkeys.
Monkeys.
Yeah.
Oh,
in the jungle.
Yeah, in the jungle. Oh, Joseph.
Your blood pressure here now? Yeah. See, good. I'm just gonna wrap this around your arm. A big hug. Yeah. Just gonna squeeze. Then I'm gonna listen right here. And we're gonna squeeze. Ow. Oh, good job. Yeah. Should we take it off? Take it. Careful. Good job.
My next tip for you is to try to schedule doctor appointments. Well,
Nice cat.
Joe was getting his clothes off. So is to try to schedule doctor appointments at a time that you think is going to be best for your child. So obviously now at 10 years old, pretty much all day is a decent enough time for him to come to the doctor. But there was a time when it worked best to be fresh and brand new in the morning, so he wasn't tired or wasn't, there wasn't any baggage from the day, let's just say that. So you really just kind of have to know what's going to work best for you, what's going to work best for your child. If afternoons are better because you're not a morning person, by all means, schedule the last appointment of the day. Think of your child and think of you as when together you guys are going to be able to manage doctor appointments. And the reason I use that word manage is because there was a time, you just saw a little clip of Joseph getting his blood pressure taken and getting on the scale. There was a time when just doing those things alone caused everybody in the room to break out in just complete sweats because we had to wrestle and hold, squeeze, and just wrap him in blankets to try to keep his arms under control. And that was simply just to get a temperature, or simply just to get the cuff on, and not even taking blood pressure, just getting the cuff on. And so there was a time when it was something that I just absolutely did not look forward to, but it does get better. So number 4 is to be a gentle steamroller. Now that term was not something I came up with on my own, but Joseph was actually in for one of his well child visits a couple years ago, maybe even all the way back to like 2015, and our pediatrician looked at me and she said, "Well, aren't you just a gentle steamroller?" And I thought, I wasn't sure if that was good or bad, but anyways, steamroller for sure. I guess that kind of fits my personality. And I've just always looked Joseph in the eye and said, this is what is going to happen. And you can scream and you can kick, but we will find ways to hold your legs, and we will find ways to hold your arms, and we will find ways to do the procedure that needs to be done, because I absolutely refuse to come back another time to do a procedure that for whatever reason he just wasn't going to cooperate with. I'm not mean about it, but I just let him know that this is what's going to happen. We are going to do this procedure, and I keep telling him the whole time, even though he might be screaming and I'm sweating as I'm holding him, I still tell him, "You're such a good boy. You're so good at holding still, Joseph. You can do this. This is going to be a great procedure." I just keep on telling him those things. And eventually we get through it. And now we're at a much better place with these simple things like weight, temperature, blood pressure, just even the little things like a doctor touching his thyroid. That used to be a complete nightmare of having to hold him down to try to allow the doctor just to do that one little procedure. But now he actually just asked for it before. He asked the medical assistant to touch his throat. So be encouraged if you are at a place where doctor visits are difficult. I hope for you that they do get better. I know that it has gotten easier for Joseph and I, and all of the doctors and nurses involved, and so I'm pretty sure it's going to eventually get better for you too. He just finished up his doctor appointment, and that was really as good of a doctor appointment as I could ever expect. He was happy, he was pleasant, he just totally was agreeable to everything that had to happen. But now comes the lab work. He's not going to be super thrilled with this. I'm not going to film any of this either, just because it is pretty private. When it does come to these different procedures where they're getting poked or things that definitely do hurt, I think it's really important for Mama to just be right there and holding them the whole time, and lots of praise and lots of letting them know that it's going to be okay and that they're going to get through it. Oh, there it is. His blood draw is complete, and I was just kind of thinking as we were driving to our next and I was just thinking as we were driving to our next destination here, is that there's really 2 more things that I want to say about doctor appointments. And the first is, so there were just a couple more things that I really want to add to my pointers, and one of those is that I really find that I think it's my attitude that plays a big part into Joseph's willingness to keep going with these doctor appointments and to get better and better and better. I said before, better and better. Like I said before, I really take the gentle steamroller approach and just let him know that under no circumstances are we leaving here without doing what we actually came here to do. And so he picks up on that. He picks up that I'm comfortable there. I'm not nervous or worried or really overly all that concerned about his hollering and screaming out. We're going to get it done. We're going to do it the best we can in the gentlest way. Shh, shh, shh. In the absolute gentlest way that it can happen. What, Joe?
I want brother.
I know.
Brother?
We didn't see any brothers there, no. And then the last thing, I have taught Joseph to say thank you after all of his doctor appointments and procedures. And it really is the sweetest and cutest thing ever. So he just had his blood drawn here, just a few minutes ago. And he was hollering and trying to kick the lady. Ouch, that hurts. Don't bend my fingernails backwards. And he was trying to kick the phlebotomist, and we had to bring in another one to hold his arm, and I have to wrap all around him, and it is a full contact blood draw. But anyways, as soon as she pulls that needle out and she puts that Band-Aid on, Joseph looks at her and he's like, thank you, thank you. I do think it makes the health professionals feel a little bit more appreciated, because I'm sure it's difficult to be poking kids and doing procedures on kids all day. I do like to have him say thank you, because I just think it teaches him too that what they're doing is helping him, and that these are good things that he's having done. We would never do something that he doesn't have to have done, and just to be appreciative for how hard that they all work to take care of him. So that's it. We're at our next destination, so we have to go in and do some shopping. Right? We're gonna do some shopping. Should we get you some mittens or gloves?
Sam.
Sam's at home.
Sam, the interpreter.
He plays the guitar. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you know of anybody that could benefit from these videos that I do on Down syndrome, definitely share these videos on your favorite social media site. And I really, really appreciate that, to bring more people here so that they can learn as much as they can about Down syndrome. Thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a great day.
Bye. Bye.
See you later.
See you later.